Hello everyone, it's Oliver here from Scenic Car Tours, the organisers of the Isle of Man motoring events, and I'm here today with Mark Scott.
Oh, good morning, Oliver. I work with RetroFord Magazine. And we did a big article on the Isle of Man FordFest last year, and I've been supporting you guys, looking at the way in which you can improve your trips for drivers. So
Indeed,
today's all about having a look at those even further.
it is, yes. And if you haven't checked out the article in it's December edition, wasn't it, Mark?
That's right. Yeah, just before Christmas. Yeah, you should have had your Christmas stocking.
That's it, yeah. So definitely go and check that out if you haven't got a copy, because it gives you a lot of information about not just the Isle of Man FordFest, but what the Isle of Man has to offer. So yeah, and today we're going to just have a bit of a chat about what you went through, Mark, at the event, and then any questions that have popped up throughout the way as well. So yeah, I don't know if you want to kick us off with a question or something, a topic.
Yeah, I think one of the first questions that people were asking was about the mountain road. I think the Sloc that's going to be on this coming FordFest. Let's just remind everybody of the dates. It's in April, is it this year, Oliver?
Yeah, that's right. So 23rd of April to the 27th. So it's a weekend event, and there's a choice of packages you can go for. So you can join us for the whole weekend. Well, both packages include the weekend event, but you've got 3 or 4 nights, depending on how much time you have to play with. So yeah, this year we've moved it forward to April. So hopefully guarantee a little bit better weather, which would be nice. Although the drizzle didn't dampen the spirits at last year's edition. But yeah, 23rd to the 27th of April.
Right, so Mountain Road. I know this was something I enjoyed driving myself, but this year we've got the Sloc Mountain Road is closed for us. So first question from one of the drivers was, can we overtake on the Mountain Road?
No, so on the Sloc section, it's prohibited to overtake. You won't be in a position to overtake anyway, because we set you off in 30-second intervals. So we have a course marshal along with marshals dotted up the 3-mile stretch of road. So there'll be no overtaking. If somebody breaks down, the whole run sort of comes to a halt until that car is removed. So yeah, basically, you just got to enjoy the full width of the road, enjoy the scenery, and yeah, take it all in. But no overtaking, for everyone's safety, of course.
Run. Of course, yeah, fantastic run. We really enjoyed it. I mean, it really tests man and machine, or woman and machine.
It does
on that particular road. So yeah, I enjoyed driving my Cortina up that particular stretch. Moving on to something else that I know it was a topic that I was considering was the Motor Museum.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the Motor Museum out in Derby is a fantastic place to visit. I had an opportunity to talk to the owners there and get a bit of backstage view. But one of the questions was, obviously we visit on one of the days. Can we return with our ticket?
Yes, I mean, the museum, as you know, houses hundreds of bikes, hundreds of cars, and weird and wonderful sort of other motoring inspired machines. You've got space shuttles in there, you've got jet skis, you've got limousines, you've got I think there's even a tank in there. So yeah, it's a wonderful place to go and visit. You're included in your event package, you'll get 1 entry, and that counts for the entire weekend. So if you don't go on the morning of the display there with fellow Manx owners, you can go at any other time, because some people like to just enjoy and mingle around the cars when they're parked up, and they don't want to waste their time inside unless it's raining, of course. So they'll go on another day. So just to clarify, there's only 1 entry throughout your weekend, but you can of course go as many times as you want. But yeah, and Steve and the team there will we welcome you, and you can park out the front and take pictures as well. So yeah, it's a great element.
So then go anytime, but it's only 1 entry into the museum.
Yes, that we give you. Yeah, so in your event pack, you get 1 entry, and you can choose what day that is, whatever day you want to do.
Yeah, I have to say, I mean, we did have quite a lot of time there, so so it was good to chat to other owners in the car park. But the museum is fantastic. It's well worth a visit, and yes, you've got a space vehicle in the back car park, which
That's it.
is a bit interesting. It's got a big Ford sticker on it as well.
Yeah.
I tried to put a retro Ford sticker on it, but they didn't want to allow us to do that.
Hands off.
um, Accommodation, Oliver. Now, this is something that's always an issue when you book in any trip. And I know while I was there, a lot of people were saying, "Oh, what was the other accommodation like?" I mean, I stayed in the Sefton Express, which was a great place for me. I mean, just up the road is where there's an aircraft museum, and there's a couple of villages close by. Castletown's close by. You're right. You can head out on one of the drives from there quite easily, and it's outside of Douglas, about 20 minutes ish from there. The downside is there's not a lot of places to eat around there unless you're driving to Castletown or come back. But I have to say the Sefton Express people were fantastic in terms of looking after us. So if you went to the supermarket and picked up something you wanted to warm up, they'd warm that up for you, get pizzas delivered or whatever. So it was comfortable, businessman's type hotel. Parking was safe. I mean, I think people have said, parking's a bit of an issue on any tour, but what I could see across all of the places where we stay, parking was safe. So what other accommodation options are there?
So you've got in total 4 accommodation options. I'm sure we'll go into more detail in sort of what you get at each hotel in another episode. But you've got, as you rightly say, the Sefton Express, which is probably our 2-star entry-level hotel offering, which is in the south of the island. And if we go up the chain, we've got the 3-star Best Western Palace in Douglas. So that's probably the most centralised hotel, a couple of minutes drive from the port, with lots of amenities surrounding the hotel. Also, the hotel itself has restaurant, bar, pool, and even a casino if you fancy your luck whilst on the island. And then if you go up again, you've got the 4-star Comis, which is probably located not far from the Sefton Express. I think it's around 5-10 minutes from the Sefton Express. You pass it on the way, and that's probably it's one of the nicest hotels on the island. It's, as I say, 4-star rating, a lovely restaurant on site, and it's for those that want sort of to make a memorable trip, or if they're celebrating something, the Comis is a good option because it's a very nice atmosphere, but a little isolated, so that it has its pros and cons. And then for those a bit more adventurous at heart, you've got a camping option. So Glenloch campsite, which is based on the Union Mill Strait, which is part of the TT course. It's a very popular campsite during TT, so we thought, why not use one that's sort of got a lot of reviews and good feedback. And yeah, you've got the option to do.
I think there were some Belgium clients that used the camping last time, and they thought it was a great campsite. So it has. You can camp, pitch up your tent, or you can go for one of their glamping pods, which are a good option. We had a family of 4 on one of our other events. We had a family of 4 staying, one with a classic Mini, had all the bits on the roof and everything. That was a pretty funny sight to see. That went in the glamping pod as well, didn't it?
Yeah, it did. Yeah.
No, the Mini went in the glamping pod and they stayed outside.
They stayed outside, yeah, definitely. And yeah, the campsite has sort of your regular amenities, your showers, communal kitchen and stuff like that. So you're not completely just left alone. And it's got a pub up the road as well, and Union Mills is an actual town as well. So you've got some local shops. So yeah, something a little bit different.
So plenty of opportunity, and I think if people want to know more, then obviously they can call up and ask on that.
Yeah, of course.
One of the things that we were considering at the time is in terms of getting started on a morning, you need breakfast. Now, the pack that we get is really, really clear, so it tells you what food is provided throughout the trip. The food at the Creg is good. We ought to just touch on that in a moment. But is breakfast included at all the accommodation areas, apart from obviously camping?
Yeah, that's correct. So at all hotels, you'll get your breakfast. The Sefton Express is probably the most basic one with a continental offering, but your Best Western, the Comis, you'll get your full spread buffet style with all your sort of normal English breakfast foods. So yeah, that's all included. And the other food that you get, as you mentioned, is the Creg. So you'll get a lunch there on the day that it's on. It's normally on a Saturday or Sunday. So yeah, you'll get that included as well. And you had a question around that, Mark.
Yeah, this was something that came up with a number of people who got dietary requirements, Oliver. And I think what I would say is if you've got particular dietary requirements, the Craig do a fantastic job. There's a lot to get through. There was a lot of us in there. We had 2 waves, 2 sit-ins. So it is hard for them to deal with dietary requirements on the day, although they were very accommodating. So if you've got any specific dietary requirements, I think it's worthwhile noting those, so you can pass those through to the Craig and they can get organised for you, and then it stops all the worry on the day, because it's a great place to get to, because you come down the TT right at that tight bend.
That's it.
And almost drive into the,
the
front room.
You start braking
Make sure
early.
Your brakes are working. Make sure your brakes are working well. So I think that's that's something to consider. Speaking of brakes working well, I think we haven't touched on pre-prep, but a number of people have asked about preparation of your car for a tour. Now, what I would say to anyone is make sure, if you're going to go on a tour, have your car serviced or service it, check everything's there, take some spares with you, make sure your breakdown covers Isle of Man or wherever they're going to go, and do an oil change. I know we've been talking to Witham Oils about them supporting the trips. Withams do some fantastic oils, and they're a great team there. So if you've got any doubt or you need to get some decent oil quickly, then they'll sort you out on that. So make sure you prepare your car well. I think we had a couple of breakdowns pre the trip last time and on the trip, but people are prepared well, so we managed to do that. And I did some running repairs myself, so it's the sort of thing you have to do with classic cars, but it's a big family, so everybody will muck in and help you if needs be.
And we've got some contacts on the island as well. There's a massive obviously car following on the island. There's some real gems tucked away, but for Mini and Ford, for example, there's loads on the island, and they're happy to help where they can. Obviously, we can support as much as we can, but just make sure you've got all your travel insurance and your car insurance does cover you for the Isle of Man. But yeah, I think last year's Isle of Man FordFest was a record breaker for us with the least amount of breakdowns. I think we only had one. I think it was an RS Turbo that sort of clonked out just before the end of the event, which is basically done the whole weekend. But yeah, I thought that was definitely a win for us.
That was an immobilizer problem.
That was it.
Electrical faults on modern cars always plague you, but they plague us all. So I think prepare your car well. And that's a good start. So if you've got any concerns about that, then obviously let the team know. I know the team back at RetroFord, we've got lots of people that understand Fords, and one of my clubs, Old School Ford, we've got massive forums there, and you can see just behind you, you've got a Mark 1 Cortina. The Cortina Owners Club. There they are. There's 2 there. The Cortina Owners Club were in attendance. I'm a member as well. Good bunch of people, and I think they've covered the article in January's edition as well as their owners magazine.
They have,
So they covered the event, so that was really, really good. Let's have a look. Are the times strict throughout the event? I think that's a question that 1 or 2 people asked, but
yes. So timings are obviously set in place to ensure that the event runs smoothly. There is a little bit of leeway as always, but that's really built into the time that we provide you. So ahead of the trip, you'll be provided with a group sticker, whether that's a number or a colour, and that group will determine the time that you need to arrive at each element, and all them timings will be in your event information guide. So you'll receive an A5 booklet that will have your itinerary and the timings that you wear and when you need to be there. And it's very important you get there at that time, because we have closures in place. So if you arrive early and the closure isn't in place, we will have to turn you away. For example, one of the elements in Peel, where you park on Fenella Beach, and we have a lovely car display with the medieval castle as a backdrop. If you arrive early, we can't let you in because it's open to the public. So if you drive in and park up, there's a chance that someone from the public could come back to their car, open their door and ding it. So it's important that you arrive at each element at the time specified. It's very, very important.
That doesn't mean that the rest of the trip is governed by time, though. I mean, we had lots and lots of free time. The drives you can do at your own pace. So I think people, I saw the trip as being in two distinct halves. One where you got free time to your own drives, and then yes, you had to have it timed. I mean, I tried to get to the Creg early so I could have double dinner, but that wasn't possible.
And if you do arrive early, for example at the Creg, we can get you parked up. You just won't be seated to have lunch earlier, unless there's space, of course. The Creg one are a very tight shift, so they do all of our events, not just FordFest. They do other 3 events, and at FordFest, for example, there's only 2 waves of people. For our Festival for Motoring in September, there's 8 waves. So they've got it down to a T. But yeah, very important to note as well, it's a very relaxed weekend, and there's not stuff happening every day as well, or there may be just in the morning, so you've got the afternoon free. The busiest day is the day that I call TT day, which is where you'll have a full day of inclusions and things to do. But the rest of the event, you're free to do what you want. You could just explore the island at your own pace, which is what we did as well. We took a spinning Courtney around the TT course, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. We had a cracking run. Weather was fantastic.
It was
some great shots. I mean, the scenery is superb, Oliver. I mean, I don't think people that haven't been to the Isle of Man before, the scenery is absolutely fantastic around every corner. I mean, it's a dream to drive, and that's what you want, you know. So you're taking it steady, you're looking at the scenery, you're enjoying the drive. It's not necessarily as fast as you can get from A to B.
No,
other than when you do it, when you're doing the Sloc. But moving swiftly on. In terms of car club and groups, I know there was 1 or 2 people that came with a car club last year. This year, are there any benefits to members, friends, if they come as a car club? That
definitely is. There definitely is. So if you're, for example, this year we've partnered with the RS and XR Owners Club, also Old School Ford as well. So if you're a member or a friend of someone that's part of a club, please do reach out to the club himself. You never know, they might have a discount in place to join us. So yeah, it's and especially if you're a group of friends, you might not even be part of a club, and there's 2 or 3 of you that are interested in joining, we can then discuss some form of club discount or group discount, priority booking, or we can reserve some places for you to ensure that you're all booked in at the same hotel. But I think you would agree, obviously, if you're not part of a club, it doesn't matter. But if you're enjoying the event as a group, as a group of friends, it's a lot more enjoyable. Obviously, you've got Ford enthusiasts on the trip with you, so you'll make friends as well. But yeah, doing it as a group, if you've done events for years and years and years, doing an experience like this is definitely a bucket list experience.
Without a doubt. And speaking of bucket list, some of the drivers tend to not drive their cars as often, so we're a bit concerned about the mileage. What sort of mileage they're going to put on the car when they arrive on the island to the time when they leave?
Oh, it really depends. I mean, the TT circuit's 37.78 miles, I believe. You'll have to check me on that, Mark. Miles long, so take that into consideration. If you do the course once, there's 40 miles there, and then some of the elements, I would say close to 100 miles, but it all depends on how much you drive. If you're just going to do the elements of the trip and not sort of drive around each day and make sure you see everything, then yeah, you could keep your mileage under 100 easily. But yeah, it really depends how much you want to drive whilst you're there.
And obviously getting to the ferry ports is
Yeah.
part of it as well. So
Yeah,
I think if people are concerned about how to get to a ferry port and what to do, I think best thing to do is to get in touch, because everybody's going to have an individual requirement on that one. It's not something you can cover on something like this.
Yeah, I mean, I had an inquiry yesterday. A gentleman coming from Aberdeen, and he's looking to trailer his Monty down, and we found someone that can store a trailer in a car whilst he jumps in his car and gets on the Heysham ferry. So please do get in touch if you're concerned about mileages or you don't know where to get the ferry from. As I say, you've got Liverpool and Heysham as an option. But yeah, please do get in touch and we can help.
A question: what's the most expensive hotel to book, and what's the cheapest?
So your most expensive will be the Comis, the 4-star. So your 4-night package is around £700 per person. And remember, all our package prices include your return ferry, entry to all of the event, your accommodation. There really isn't much that's not included in that. All you'd need to cover really is your fuel, some lunches, a couple of lunches and dinner each evening. And then your cheapest option is the Sefton Express, so the 2-star option. And I think that's around the 399 mark per person. So yeah, they're your two hotel cheapest and most expensive. And again, it's something for everyone. Just because the Sefton Express is the cheapest doesn't mean it's the worst. It's a bed, as you would agree. I stay there all the time.
Absolutely, yeah.
It's very clean and tidy. The team are absolutely amazing. Rosemary and the team there do an incredible job of making sure best boiled eggs ever. As well. So
You must have that.
Yeah, definitely doesn't matter. Don't look at the price. Just make sure you're happy with what you're booking. And again, speak to us. Give us a call. We're at the end of the phone, and we'll talk you through everything about each accommodation.
Yeah, I think that's the most important thing. You mentioned boiled eggs, but so moving on to food a little bit, we've got gala dinner. Now, I'm assuming they're talking about the sort of pie in the sky gala dinner on that one, which we weren't able to do last year, although we did call it the Victory Cafe, which is well worth a visit anyway, for one of their super pies. I mean, they're enormous, certainly filling. So in terms of pie in the sky, is that likely to be on this year? What's the take up so far?
Yeah, so again, Pie in the Sky is an optional extra, and we'll shortly be sending out some information about that for people that have booked. We hope to run it this year. The Victory Cafe has changed its way of operating since last year, so now it will be only open for private events. So how we went there on a just normal day, Mark, you won't be able to do that. It will only be open for private events such as ours and other ones that they arrange. So yeah, it's a great opportunity to see the Victory Cafe because it's got tons of TTE memorabilia, and it is a great landmark on the course. So yeah, we do hope to run it. And what's included essentially is some parking at Laxey floors. So the Laxey washing floors, we get you parked up there. You get a tram ride up to Snaefell, which is the only mountain on the Isle of Man, and then from there you'd head to the Victory Cafe. It's just a 30-second walk. Welcome drink, dinner, entertainment, that's all included. So it's a great experience and a night to relax and not have to worry about driving or trying to find somewhere for dinner. It's all arranged for you. And the car, you don't have to worry about the car either. We've got security watching the cars, even though it's not needed really, but for the peace of mind, we have somebody just with the cars whilst you're up enjoying your evening. So yeah, we do hope to run that this year. But it all depends on numbers, of course.
Yeah, I mean, I think that goes with everything. You mentioned the sort of 30-second walk from the tram station up to the Victory. I think it's worthwhile saying if anybody's got any mobility problems,
definitely
that's something else to raise with yourselves on the book, Oliver. Because I mean, it can be worked around. Most of the places, it's a quick walk. I know in Peel they were doing some work on the bridge. I don't know if that's still happening, and so you organise a bus to take people round. So I think if people have got mobility issues, passengers typically, or even drivers, then to let you know, and then you 100%. Can talk about suitability of things like that. Crikey, there were lots came out from last time. What insurance do I need? I think for this trip, standard car insurance, just make sure it covers Isle of Man, which most policies should, but again, check with your broker that it does cover that. And ever more important, Oliver, breakdown cover. Make sure
Yes.
breakdown cover gets you home. Although there is a good scene on the Isle of Man, last thing you want is to be broken down there and can't get off the island. Cost of getting off the island, it can be quite expensive on a breakdown. I remember the RS Turbo managed to limp onto the ferry, and then he got his one of his colleagues to get him at the other end. So that was fortunate. But
but definitely don't let that put you off the trip, because, as I say, we've got I made a call to one of our fellow sort of Manx owners on the island, and he had a trailer, and then within 5 minutes we had the car on the trailer and at the ferry. So there's things that can be done as well. So yeah, definitely don't let the boat situation put you off, because it's they get cars all the year round, supercars, and the bikes, of course, the TT, they've got that event running.
No, and I think the number of people on the island that own Fords were tremendous. I mean, there are a good bunch of people. I met a load on the ferry. We were chatting to them, and they came up to Derby and joined us in the car park. I think if they go onto your website, I think you've got some aerial images, I think, of that on the website, or I did see some anyway. So it's worthwhile having a look.
Yeah, our Facebook's the best place. IOM FordFest. That's the best place to see all the pictures.
I believe it's almost.
I know. I keep saying it.
We touched on ferry options. I think it's worthwhile just quickly giving people an update on ferry options, Oliver.
Yeah. So you've got Steam Packet operate 2 crossings from sort of England. They do Liverpool and Heysham. The Liverpool crossing is more of an afternoon crossing. The times differ from the time of year. So to know the times for sure, the best thing to do is either call us or visit Steam Packet website. But just bear in mind that it's booked through us. You don't need to book the ferry. It's part of the package. The Liverpool boat is a catamaran style. It's a little bit smaller, and the Heysham boat is the new Manxman. It's huge, and it's more than capable of doing the route that it does. And then this year we have a couple of sailings from Larne in Ireland. So it depends. We can only offer a 3-night package for those coming from Ireland, purely because of the sailings. They're only doing it on the Thursday and the Sunday, so you'd miss, unfortunately, the Sunday proceedings, but you'd still get your ticket to the museum, so you can visit it at any time. So yeah, they're the 3 options to join us. And again, with regards to boarding, you don't need to worry. I witnessed a Ferrari getting off of one when I was in there back in May. There's no issues whatsoever.
No, well, I saw a lot of low cars, because we met everybody coming off the ferry, and they were well prepared for them, telling them where to go up the ramp, and you take it slowly. It's not a fast run off the ramp, because it does jiggle the steering wheel a little bit. But take it slowly on that. And the cars are really well put in, and I know we had a bit of a rough crossing coming back, and they got chocks under the cars, etc. So they do the best they can. Questions. We're covering a lot of them because they're. I mean, this happened to me last year, but does it matter if we need to change the vehicle closer to the time?
Certainly doesn't. We're well experienced with this. You could change your vehicle literally the day before if you needed to. We know what classic cars are like, or sports cars. Put the key in the ignition, and then nothing happens. So yeah, you can, when you book, you can. We like to take a car at the time of booking, just to make sure we can get your ferry booked, and then you can change it closer to the time. And then push comes to shove, you can even bring a daily driver if we don't mind. If the Ford or whatever event you're joining, if you can't come in the car you originally wanted to, and you have to bring something different, it's not a problem. We had someone who with a Cortina that couldn't make it, and they brought their Mercedes, but you won't be included in the displays, unfortunately. But obviously you can join in and sort of take part in the runs and that, but you won't be in sort of the pride of place with the displays. But yeah, no need to worry.
Oh, famous Ford Mercedes, then.
That was the one, yeah.
That one. Hey, you'd be surprised how many Ford parts are on Mercedes cars.
Probably, yeah. He was heartbroken the whole weekend. He was like, "I'm gutted that I couldn't bring it," but just couldn't be. But yeah, he had a friend coming as well, so he didn't want to miss out. So again, if you're part of a group and the car doesn't start, you can bring whatever you want, as long as it's got 4 wheels. we don't mind, and as long as you're comfortable driving it, you just need to let us know.
Three-wheelers as well,
Yeah, you could do three-wheeler. Yeah, we've had Morgan three-wheelers. Yeah,
yeah. Or bomb bugs. What about things like that?
Bomb bugs. Yeah.
I know a friend of mine's got a bomb bug, and that'll be an interesting drive. Fancy him doing the Sloc.
Not me. Yeah, definitely
No,
not.
I don't think I'd want to do
Definitely
that.
not.
On the ferries, back to the ferries. Someone's asked, can they mix and match routes, and I did that. Went out on Heysham, came back on Liverpool. That's not a problem. That's time to suit, isn't it?
Exactly that. Yeah, as I said, there's lots of crossing times. So some people want to get there early and make the most of it. Some people want to get, because where they're travelling from as well, it depends what crossing you want to get. So yeah, just give us a call and we can advise on the best options for you.
So the final one for now, I think, Oliver. Will there be a representative at the hotel?
Yes and no. So there'll be a team of 3 for this upcoming event. We try to get someone in each hotel, but will be there at some point throughout the weekend. So when you arrive at your hotel, if we're not there, you'll have a board in reception, or an itinerary sort of style, as I say, yeah, board that will have all the information of the event and where you can find the team. And we're only at the end of the phone or at a hotel 10 minutes down the road. So if there's any issues, you just call us. But I was there when you arrived, Mark, I believe. Katie was at the Best Western, and it really depends on how many arrivals we've got at each hotel. But we can't get to every hotel because there's only a limited team out there. But in shortness, yes, there will be someone on the event throughout, making sure everything runs smoothly, and you will see us here, there, and everywhere, and wonder how we do it.
Well, we tried to get rid of you a few times, but you just appeared again.
You just click your fingers and I'm there.
I think you beamed from one place to another.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of what we've just talked about, Oliver, we've covered up again in the 4th part of the Isle of Man FordFest series of articles in RetroFord Magazine that comes out this coming month. So it's in the March edition, and we've called it the rearview mirror. So we're taking a look back. So there's a few things in there if people want to get RetroFord Magazine and take a look at the sort of final review. That'll give them a bit more information. And I think it's just call you if they're interested, or get in touch with RetroFord Magazine, and we'll put them back in touch with yourself. It's such a great event. I remember that day that where your backdrop at the moment is the particular day that we were there. The sun was shining, everybody was laughing. We were there was a bit of wind because we were trying to unveil the RetroFord flag, and it wasn't playing. So we were trying to find people with long arms to hold it down. But we had such a good event. Everybody enjoyed it, and I got myself round talking to everybody. So again, if anybody watching this podcast want to get hold of a copy, get in touch with RetroFord Magazine, and December edition is what they're looking for. But the next feature in March is just you and I, Oliver, reflecting back.
It is a great event. Yeah, one of the best for us as well, for sure. Definitely.
Really enjoyed it. So well, let's hope people can join us.
Indeed.
In April.
Yeah, we're looking forward to it. We've got some new different cars as well on this year, model wise. I always like to have different models on the event. So if you've got something obscure or different that you think you want to share with people love to see the rare and wonderful. So yeah, don't hesitate. I think we've had something cool with a Transit as well. So we'll hopefully welcome a Transit this year.
That'd be really good. We had a GT40, I think that was, or the GT40 replica. Well, we heard it. Coming about 4 miles away, but yes, that came up to the museum last year. So hopefully see everybody there. And thanks again, Oliver, for taking this time out to talk to us.
No, thank you, Mark.
Bye for now.